Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset, and that is your time. What a game, right? What an amazing game. I mean, I know it's all flag football over here. It might even be fake. Who knows? But, you know, it was fun, man. Me and the kids, my wife, we watched the game. It is what it is. But shout out to everybody here on the live. We appreciate you. We love you. Hope you had a good time. I'm sure a bunch of you really liked it. Immutable X, slowly but surely, $200. I believe Immutable X can do some damage over time, for sure. Finished my 3-day water fast today. It was amazing. I ate a date, then I ate a banana. And I did something you probably, all of you are going to think I'm crazy, but I had Indian. And everyone's like, you have to eat bone broth and start early, and I probably should have. But I'm okay. I'm not in huge pain. I had a good meal. Everything went fine. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's bring that music back. Dane. My man Dane. Yeah, his name's Dane. Dane, running the studio. Dane, thank you so much. New guy in the studio today, Dane. Appreciate you, Dane. All right, let's take a look here at what's happening for Bitcoin on the live screen. People are loving Chainlink. As you can see, there was a Chainlink inflection just 10 minutes ago. It was out of control. And Chainlink continuing to push to the upside. Unbelievable. Can we get the Sammy squeezed? You never know. We just might get a short squeeze tonight. We do have some liquidity up above us at 49,000. That's where the Big Red is. Remember Big Red? And you're going to remember me now every time you think of Big Red. Longer with Big Red. Run a little longer. Run a little longer with Big Red. Sorry, I just have to. I grew up on that. They brainwashed me with that Big Red nonsense. So look, 49,037. You know, nice little place to be up there. Touchdown, Taylor Swift will pass to Taylor Swift. Take the lead in the win to the Super Bowl. You saw it at the Rave Song Records, man. You're mad funny, man. How do you feel for the water fast? I feel amazing. Unbelievable. Yeah, really never felt better. Never felt better, honestly. Like, I want to fast now. I might do it for a day and try it. Work my way up. I always heard about its benefits, but never really saw someone do it. I did 3 days. 3 days, actually 48 hours, because I started at probably like 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock Wednesday night. And when Thursday came around, I was like, I could break it at night. I was like, but why not go to sleep and just, you know, really get the last few benefits and add that last, you know what I mean? Like, push it. I always push things. And, you know, so I put some, you know, Himalayan salt in some water, and I chugged it that night, like at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock when I was feeling a little funny. And that brought some electrolytes. I felt great. And I woke up the next morning today, and I couldn't believe it. It felt like, I feel like a new person. Like, it felt like, it was very spiritual, because like I had to sit within myself. And you realize that when you eat, you get away from yourself for a moment. Like, you're indulging in the food, you're putting the food in your mouth. There's so much, like, it takes you away. And when you can't eat, it's kind of you and yourself. And for 3 days straight, it's just kind of you and yourself. And yeah, I think it had a profound change in me mentally, spiritually, and physically. I advise everybody to do it. You'll love it. You'll come on, you know? Kelsey proposed to Taylor on the video alarm, brought to you by, you're funny. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Did he really do that? Is that what happened? No. Did he propose right now? I wouldn't be surprised. Have you done Ramadan? Yes, I do Ramadan every year. My wife is, yeah. Anyone that ever tells you not to eat Indian should not be listened to. So good. No, but they said you shouldn't break your fast with Indian food. Like, I should have some bone broth and eat slow, right? You know what I mean? Can't unsee what you haven't seen. People eat addiction. Yeah. Can you fast like that if you have a very active lifestyle? Of course. Yeah. I am the most active person you ever met. Like, I will work out when you can go to the gym and work out. People, you don't realize you have ketones. Everyone just, you guys are convinced that you can't move without food. It's just not true. You come from a human that used to hunt and gather and look for food, man. You didn't get food every day. You think you just sat there and didn't go look for food the next day? I don't have any food? No. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. That's what someone's saying. Botting is posting laser eyes. Everyone's like, I've never been to is that? I don't even know which one's the right one. You know what I mean? probably this one. I don't see no laser eyes. I don't know. Trending satanic. So funny, right? Kelsey itself. Now, some things aren't a conspiracy. They just are what they are. You know what I mean? Anyway, and I'm going to leave that at that. Like, you figure that out. Unfortunately, Liber, a lot of people are brainwashing and they believe the lies that they were taught as a kid. Doing some research on fasting. I've read you should break the fast with as many calories as possible and then go back to intermittent fasting after. Interesting. That's kind of what I did. I was hungry, man. I didn't eat for days. I was like, but I didn't eat too much. You can't eat that much. You just physically can't. Enough about me and fasting. I'm into this. I put a chunk of change in here, about $8,600, and I probably should put more. This thing was hot. We got in at 11 cents. When it got to 35, I sold for a nice $6,000 gain. Came back up here. Rejection came back up, going sideways. We'll see what can happen here. Falling volume with falling price on orange pill. All right. But back in, reinvest, and see where this goes. I see 123% gain. I mean, that's a beautiful look. It came up, came back down. Hidden bullish divergence. As you got swing down to swing down on the RSI, swing up on the price action says you will break the high inside the divergence. You won't break this low ever again. That's what hidden bullish says. You have low stochastics when it happens. Everything just started to look pretty nice for orange pill. So this is my trade of the week. Maybe it dumps all the way. If Bitcoin dumps, this dumps. And it could easily fall right down, and this could easily just go to zero. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance, all right? And I'm not 100%. Nothing I post is 100%. This is just something I'm looking at. When this passes, my alert will hit, just so I can even get alerted to exactly what's happening in a couple hours for orange pill. So that's on my radar. That's what I'm into tonight. That's a play I made this morning. And Bitcoin, previous resistance becoming support. Resistance, bounce, bounce, bounce. Bitcoin just doesn't seem to want to give up this area. As hard as they want to try to break it, Bitcoin just doesn't want to give up this area. And still in somewhat of a trajectory here to the upside. Let's move the moving averages so you can just see it for what it is. One thing I do see, do you guys see it immediately? I mean, it's hard not to see, right? Shoulder, head, right shoulder to the downside, right? I mean, that would have a nasty dump. That would send us further down to about 7 on the 7 minute. Doesn't look amazing. So we kind of need a bounce here out of this falling wedge. See this? So you need this to be what you need it to look like, which is crazy, I know. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. So you need this to kind of dip a little bit and then boost. Let's look at our moving averages. We lost the 200 just recently too. So remember, I am all about the 200 SMA. It always starts for me on the 7, and then it bleeds into the 15. Then I look for the 1, and then that's when the shorts really begin to come into play. That's why I'm always able to figure out where price action is likely to go. Every once in a while, we'll dip right below the 1, and we'll come back up. But that's when, you wait for serious confirmation, But I still flip bearish at that medium point, and I wait, And it can fake you out sometimes, but the key is if it fakes you out, you don't lose a lot of money because your stop loss is just on the other side. If you're eventually right, then you win a bunch of money. And that's why it's such a great way to trade, because you don't risk anything taking the trade. And when it does go, you don't risk anything either. It's just, I love trading the 200 SMA. It really has given me freedom in trading. So, this could easily fall back down. That's a shoulder, head, and a right shoulder. 32% of the time, this won't happen. So we actually have to play against the odds, which are good. The odds are we break to the downside tonight. That's a shoulder, head, and a right shoulder. We lost the point of control, and the 7 minute has lost the 200 SMA. With that being said, I can build a story for bearishness. All right. I can build a story for bearishness. So, yeah. Yeah. Also, we now have a local resistance point that has been made at 48,232. Resistance came back up, played games. Resistance. We're going to have to turn this around and get a pump, or we're pumping right back down. And I'm telling you, that measured move is pretty nasty. All the way back down to the bottom here at 47,285. All right? And that would be this rising wedge breaking to the downside. bearish retest, gap of the VRVP, high volume node to the point of control. And then you could continue further down to this area here at 45,380. Remember, it's all about the weekly, and we're going to break that down for you right now. You thought I forgot about Bitcoin on this Super Bowl Sunday and the weekly candle close. I was going to pass out. I didn't want to pass out. Like last time I really did almost pass out. So I said I can't do that anymore. I'm getting too old. I'm an old man. Actually, I'm not an old man, but, you know, I'm getting up there. So weekly bearish div, as far as I'm concerned, is confirmed pretty much. Some say no, that was the weekly div. It played down, played back up, and we're on a new trial. Completely ready for another divergence first before we dump. Okay, I'm open-minded to that, but I'm also watching this as bearish divergence. And we're at a resistance point for Bitcoin. Actually, we're above what I keep saying is we're above a local area. What all I care about is that we stay above 43,000, 44,100, like this area here. Let's see. Remember the weekly. Bang. Watch my weekly analysis video every Friday that really breaks it down for you. Gives you what you need in one session instead of, but I like this Stokes right now with the bullish cross to the upside. That's very nice. And the dip off of the dotted line. Right? We got some volume here. Not as much as you would want, but we got something for Bitcoin. But still, look at this, like falling volume with rising price. Right there, that's bearish right there, you know? So volume has to start rising. Volume doesn't rise, you can't keep going if the volume keeps falling to the downside. So that's just one thing that doesn't, So there's a chance here that we have some bearishness. And I just want to point it out. I don't want you to think it's all dandy. Everyone's always like, all the way to the upside, 50K, and they just don't look at any of the bias, and they just can't, they can only think of what they want. Oh, the win, it has to win. I look at everything. Every single day I say, could it be this? Could it be that? See, my mentor used to do that, and I thought it was tiring. I said, I can't do that. I'm just going to pick one way, and I'm going to be right or wrong and get emotional about it. Now it became, eventually you'll get your teeth kicked in, or you either become a pro trader or you won't. That's what greatest thing about trading. Either you'll stay in the game or you'll get kicked out of the game. Either you'll be so guilty in the pain you've caused yourself and your family for all the money you've lost, or you'll be so beautiful, so happy to show them the gains you've made. Who do you want to be? I've been both people. It's funner to be the latter. And I choose to be the latter every time, right? So shout out to me and my Morrow family. Shout out to anyone that got into Morrow. We still strong, baby. That's going to be where we're making gains. That's my gains dance. That's going to be my gains dance. Sorry about that. Making gains. Who else is doing T at 9:20 on a Sunday night? Asking for a friend. It's actually 11:19 where I'm at. But God bless you. I know what you're saying. I just love what I do. And I love providing you with the show that's supposed to be on every single Sunday night for the Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. So let's take a look at that weekly candle close. Let's talk about it. Let's have some fun. Let's break it down. All right. So the Bitcoin. Interesting. Already in the hour. No, wait, hold on. I just want to sometimes. Hold up. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it is about the all-time history index, but it doesn't always provide the right weekly. It just, I guess because it's a culmination to me, it just doesn't always sit right. I just want to look at both Binance and, this is how it should look. That's the weekly right there, So I'll use Bybit USDT. Very well-known exchange, used all the time, a lot of liquidity. All right, everybody, let's talk about it. Bitcoin opened at 42,585. The high was 48,593. The low is 42,253.99. The candle would close at 48,304, up $5,700.18, up 13%. That's the open, high, low, and close here on this weekly candle. For me, it's all about saying, okay, we're good as long as we stay above 44,000, right? As long as we don't close a candle below this breaker here, I'm good to go. no stress. We could come all the way back. We could play. We could go sideways for a month. I don't give a damn. As long as we stay above 40, if this becomes the new bottom, we're good to go. We're going to eventually, peel off into the 70, 80K region. So no worries at all. Thank you for IMX, Hex, High Doodles, and Suey. 3X all my bags at 1K. Loving you, Sammy. The 99 with a 200 SMA, RSI, low cap, MACD, Lifer Vision. Shout out to you, man. God bless you. And let's take a look at the fan funding coming in pretty hot tonight. We have Butsinator, Chiefs Kingdom, baby. God bless you, brother. Shout out to all the Chief fans out there for winning the Super Bowl. I reminisced about how it was to win so much. I was a Patriots fan, and it seemed like every year we were in it. And I can also remember what it was like to lose. I've lost 3 Super Bowls, and it's not fun. So shout out to the San Francisco fans. I was rooting for McCaffrey, man, being that Irish bull, Back to it, video of the week, Terrain, the film by Dr. Andrew Kaufman. Love you, Sebi. Thank you for the fast. Jesus made it 40 days. Fasting. Amen. God is love. God bless you. 777. Look, I look great, right? Look at me. Not to be rude, but right? Can you guys see the difference? Does anyone see the from fasting? I was a little bloated. I was looking a little, now I just feel vibrant, fresh. I don't know. Just maybe you can't see the difference. I don't know. Thank you for sharing your time, sir. God bless you. Shout out to Moon or Tomb. Thanks for all you do, Lifer. Can we check Algo on the daily time frame? We'll take a look. Shout out to Sniper Paul for the 99. This guy with a $10 from D-Berry Doughboy. I love that. That's a cool name, D-Berry Doughboy. I've learned so much from you, and I just wanted to say thank you. It's the least I can do since you've helped me make thousands. I'll be able to quit Nestle, and work for myself. Mind-blowing. God bless you. That's what we do here. I was freed in a trading group, so now we free people in the trading group. It is what it is. You pay it forward, right? You do what was done onto you. If you're a good man and you believe in yourself, and if you think you got the sauce, which I believe I do. So if I believe I got the sauce, why wouldn't I teach you how to get down? Shout out to Fast Easy Cash 8835. Shout out to Trilam. Shout out to National Deputy 900. Shout out to all the beautiful people here after the Super Bowl jumping on and getting some knowledge with the Lifer. 275 likes, everyone. We're going to have to ask you to push that to the limit here. This is my community. You're my people. 756 people. We need all the likes we can get to this to 1,000 people on this Sunday night live stream. Let's go, baby. Let's go. So now we have weekly resistance at 48,394. All right. But to me, we're above this secondary level of resistance too. So now I want to see, can we close above 47,000? I'm going to see actually where these two candles open and close. Right there. And you can hover on the candle and see where it closed. And it closed at 47,250. So I love that. As long as we stay above 47,250, I remain bullish, right? Very bullish. So these are my two levels I'm going to be watching. We lose 47,250, beautiful short back down to 44K. It's just that, you can see it. Smooth move, smooth move, smooth move, smooth move. Huge wick, smooth move. So we've always been fast through this area. And I kept saying that to everyone. I said, listen, look how fast we went through these areas. Every time I did the macro and I talked about the weekly, I said, look, whenever you have a big move, I was like, there's no resistance here, everybody. So once we get above these zones, show me the resistance for Bitcoin. And I kept showing you the VRVP and how when you lose a node, you fall to the next node and to the next node. And no one, I just told you, it was almost that simple, but most people just couldn't believe it. Once we got above this POC and started to move down, on the bigger time frames, we were pretty good to go. I confidently bought Bitcoin here, 19,000, here, and even I started getting scared. I don't like using the word. I don't get scared, but I started becoming concerned that the prices I was getting for Bitcoin I may never get again. And that's the mentality you have to think. But they push you out of that. They want you to be in the now mentality, which is full of fear, full of the bad vibrations, a lot of anxiety, a lot of what can I get now? And then there's also the greed. How can I make my money fast and quick? How can I get it now? I need to make $1 million this week, tomorrow. I want to double up. How can I make 10 grand into 20 grand tomorrow? People ask me sometimes. And I look at them with the weirdest face, like I'll make thousands of dollars a day now, but it took me 20 years to build up what I have and to do what I do. And so it's you'll get there. From the day I said I wanted to be a millionaire, I was 24 years old. When I looked myself in the mirror and really seriously said and began to write some manifestations and believed I could do it. And it took me a long time. It took me 15 years, everybody. You know, a lot of people took a lot quicker, right? I'm not that smart, you know. I was stubborn many times. I had to learn the hard way a lot. I ended up on a night shift, 31 years old, wondering, what am I doing with my life? You know? And so I could feel when everyone like tries to compare me, it says, yeah, but we don't have it like you. And like, it's like, I didn't have it like that. I worked a night shift. No one gave me a dime. I lived in the 1-bedroom apartment with my wife for 10 years, maybe 11, probably 12 almost. My daughter lived in a bed right next to us. She had no bedroom. Rent controlled. I worked a night shift. At one point, I told my wife I didn't want her to work when I was working a night shift because I wanted my baby to be breastfed and taken care of by her mother. And she said, okay. And my parents weren't happy, like, why is your wife not working? I was like, because we didn't agree with the regular world where, like, someone else was going to take care of your child. It didn't make sense to us. We always put God and family first, no matter what. Even if society didn't agree with us, even if it didn't look like everyone else was doing the right thing. We did what we felt made sense. We followed our hearts, our passion, and it always worked out. It always worked out, you know. If it wasn't for you when I got into the 99, God bless you for all the love and the life together. You and your family mean everything to me. Much love, Sammy from Dubai. God bless you, PS5. So, like, you grind every day for what you get in this world, and you make the reality in which you live in. And the second you begin to blame yourself for every single thing that's going wrong or going right in your life, you know what's funny is when things go wrong, people blame everyone else. When things go right, they say it's them. Oh, I did it all. No, you did it all either way. When things go wrong, you did it all. When things go right, you did it all. You did it all both times. You can't own it one way and not own it the other. That's how life works. Amen. Shout out to everybody here. I was home first 2 years, both my kids. Second one, I stayed with her until she was 3. She didn't walk until 2.5. Amazing. Not as many 20 to 30 kid calls in here as last week anymore. This is why I love the stream. It's not just technical analysis. Shout out to Manny Maharakis. Yeah, Manny Maharakis. Right? I said that right. Manny Maharakis. And I think that's a Greek last name, but I could be wrong. Are you Greek, Manny? I don't know, though. Be strong. Be stronger than your excuses. Amen. If you want to do something, you'll find a reason. If you won't, you'll find an excuse. So Bitcoin is at resistance with a bearish divergence. Yes, the weekly is turning up to the upside and things look pretty nice, but the 2-week chart is pretty baked out, you know? So there is some caution here for Bitcoin, but I'll tell you, we're above weekly resistance. So Bitcoin to go bearish. So for all the bears out there that want to be bearish and are ready to load up a big old short and think that's the best thing on the list, which looks pretty nice to me, to be honest, because it's starting to show pretty nicely. Weekly bearish div is pretty good. You don't get it very often. You only get it like once every, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. It's very rare. So, you know, I'll be honest, that looks pretty bearish to me. In my lifetime, that says be careful. But I love my supportive resistance. As long as, you know, I'll turn bearish when we close below 42.7, 47.2. And then I'll turn a lot more bearish when we close here. And I'll turn very bearish when we lose 41.250. Then I'll be like, okay. Anything below that, we could just be consolidating, playing games, maybe even making some type of falling wedge here. The weekly's pretty far away from the 21-day moving average. Usually you're going to have to come back down to that 21 before we get a bigger push to the upside. And that would be a bit of a Sammy cup in handy. You see that? Sammy cup in handy to the upside. We come into the May 6 here for the possible halving for Bitcoin. And we'll take a look at when the halving is coming. The times are moving around 65 days. Look at that 333. It was just that when we hit it. Isn't that crazy? It was funny. Did you see at the end of the game, they were like, he threw 333 passes. Did you see that? They were like, 333. They're like, he got it at 333 Davis. That's the actual 333 is also the address of the center in Las Vegas, right? Just crazy. I just thought that was funny. Right at the end, then the guy made us say it at the end. He made us say it at the end. And I said to my wife, I was like, I always talk about the 333. I'm always seeing it. It's always surrounding me. I'm like, and there it is again. I was like, what is the odds of it always being around? Anyway, so 65 days, 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 47 seconds to the Bitcoin halving. All right. I did notice that and thought of you. You guys are funny, man. I thought it was pretty strange, you know. Man, the 49ers had that game, man. How did they give it up like that? So, you know, and even if Bitcoin does this and just slowly pulls back, it'll still give room for some altcoins. Some altcoins will dip back. Your Atoms, your Maddox, your bigger boys, you know. But there's a chance Solana squeaks by. Other things with an ecosystem, they'll probably kind of leave Bitcoin in the dust for a while. So, you know, and this would create a pretty big move here for Bitcoin. This next leg up to about 71,500. We would crack through this high. Thing is, we might come back down and test 59. We might come back and test 52. This could end up being a giant cup and handle. And then you'd be pulling your fib from this impulse. And you'd be saying, we're going to come back down to the 618 and test, you know, the 618. He's so funny, man. His girlfriend, the 618. The dude's ridiculous. Shout out to Jason Casper, brother. Check out Jason Casper on YouTube. He's hilarious. So this is a beautiful cup and handle. All right. But just, you know, ideas here for later on. Ideas, you know, and I'm not saying this is guaranteed, but these are just thoughts in a balcony. Things to kind of put on your mind. All right. Shout out to Doki Wilk World. I love that name. I don't know what it is, what it means, but it's cool, I guess. Hope you're having a wonderful day. God bless you and yours. And thank you so much for jumping on in and hanging out with me and doing what you do. I want to find some cooler music here. That's not going to do it. It's got a good vibe, but some Jones Meadow. All right, so here. So this is something to look at. And every night on the weekly candle, the show's a little different than the rest of the week. Because if the show was the same every week, then what would be the point, you know? The weekly candle close, we really focus on the weekly chart, right? We go over a lot of things. Now, I do dive into some alts and stuff, but for the most part, we keep it weekly, right? We keep it strictly weekly, baby. And I forgot to do my prediction this morning. But it was Sunday. I was on my way. Maybe I made the box, but I don't think I did. But anyway, the weekly does have a push to the upside. We are above supported resistance. So I have to remain bullish unless Bitcoin breaks below 47,250. All right? And then if we lose that, then I'll have to remain. I'll start to be I'll be more in the middle, but I'll still be bullish. And then if we lose this level, I'll be like, whoa. And then if we lose this level, I'll turn into a perma bear. Nah. No, but I'm not a perma bear, but you know. But you know, that's when I'll start to probably short a downtrend, you know, for them. But anyway, we'll get there when the time is to come. But we know we're ready for the 6. Like, we know how we could get attacked from the right. And when that happens, we'll be ready for it. All right. Hey, Sam, hope you're having a great weekend. Blessing. Shout out to Rudy. God bless you too, man. Thank you. Already 50% on my soul short. Liking it. I wonder why there weren't ETF commercials. I know, right? Know how you taught me the RSI, MACD, and others back in the 99. That's everything we need. Thank you for the love and most appreciation I give to you, brother. Yeah, and more will come. You'll teach yourself more. It gets deeper. All right. Let's go on into the 3-day chart. All right. 3-day chart showing bearish divergence as well. Swinging down on the RSI while price is swinging up. Just, you know, and moving averages getting pretty far apart here. Tells me that there's, you know, we could be in for some trouble here for Bitcoin. You get in when the moving averages are tight. I start to take profits when the moving averages start to pull apart. Could be the beginning of a bigger rally. I get it. But we have to be wary here. And that's why I told you about the weekly. We're going to watch the weekly chart. Weekly levels get lost, then we can start to panic. Never panic, but you know what I mean. Then we have to actually take into account. Now, we're overbought here on the daily. And, you know, I got bearish divergence here too. This swings up. Not really, I guess. The daily's all right. The daily's okay for now. The daily's okay. That swings up, that swings up. The daily does not have bearish div, which is a great sign for now. A little bit here, though. And this indicator is picking up on it and calling out bearish divergence as well. So I do see a pullback or some sideways behavior. So again, I pull the Twisted Sister, right, everybody? And it's two things. And then I also pull the Fibonacci. And it's just very likely we're going to come back and test the 618 here unless we go sideways. So Bitcoin has two choices. A smart man would wait for a breakout and a retest of 48,500 until they go long again. Anything else would be speculation. All right. A short, but the reason why the short's not amazing is because we just broke above resistance. So you're kind of shorting a clean break. You'd want this break, the bearish retest on the 3 to 5 minute time frame, to take the short back to the 21-day moving average through the loop. So there's two things that are going to happen here for Bitcoin, in my humble opinion. There's four things that are going to happen. And you can take this to the bank every time you see a trade. And this is why I'm so accurate, because I basically find the probability of what can happen. Bitcoin could go right to the upside right now and keep flying, right? And the next day it could just continue to pump. That could happen, right? Is that likely? Well, look at every time that we were this high and extended on the daily. Here we were just a little high. We took a nasty dump. So 1, we were bought above the dotted line. No good. Here's 2, we got above the dotted line. Definitely was a top for the daily. Okay. That's 2 for 2. Here we got above the dotted line. We did go sideways, but we definitely didn't pump. So 3 for 3, we didn't pump, but we didn't dump horribly. Here, we kind of went further up, and we eventually got up. That was very bullish. We'll see that happen if this does that. So if price action starts to slowly move up while the daily turns back down, we're going to know there's something big brewing. All right? That's the anomaly. You get that once every 30 times. It's very rare. There has to be a lot of bullish price action for that to occur, when that defies the pull down of the momentum on the stochastic. That's when you know you're building momentum to the upside. That's like an elastic getting ready. Here we are again at the dotted line. We fell down. Here we are again on the dotted line. We fell down. Here we are again at the dotted line. We went down, and here we are right here. We eventually. So we can say that about 90% of the time, in the last 10 or 15 times, and I can count them all if you want, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, but it's about 15, 20 times. Bitcoin does not continue to go up when the Stokes are this high on the daily. It's very rare. All right. In conjunction with, an RSI that's a little overbought. So when we know that and we see that, we have to take that into account 100%. Right. So the beautiful thing is the daily did get above this previous high, and that's clean. So what's likely to happen, in my humble opinion, is sideways price action, or an upward trending flag even, while we slowly wait to get back to the 21-day moving average. Once we get back, that looks like it's going to take a couple weeks. It looked, like this one. Same thing happened here, everybody, and I said the same thing, but no one wanted to hear me. But I said, you're too far away from the 21-day moving average. You're high in the RSI, you're high in the stochastic. It's unlikely you're going to continue to the upside. You're likely going to consolidate something like this, or back down to the 21-day. We didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but I knew what was likely. And then we watched it. It came down to the 21, bounced. I pulled the bullish div there too, which we found here on the daily, as the RSI swing down, but price action swing up. That held us. That's why I eventually bought into more Bitcoin at the time, and altcoins, which, staking Atom and all sorts of other stuff, right? Actually, not at December 12th. Hold on. That was way earlier, but sorry. I misspoke on that because I thought we were back. Let me get back to my chart. That chart was on Binance. No, that's that's what we're going to end on. What chart was on, everybody? Bybit. I was on Bybit. What chart is this? MEXC. All right. Anyway, where were we here? So anyway, hidden bullish divergence anyway did get us to move to the upside. I did end up buying 20K of Bitcoin, remember? That was when I bought the 41,820K of Bitcoin. Insane. Now we would dip earlier there, but we would eventually win that battle over time, right? Anyway, so you project into the future, and whenever the daily gets super overbought, it tells me, hey, I gotta pay attention. We gotta focus, all right? And so that's kind of what it came down to, all right? If tomorrow we close red, it will be a tweezer top. Be careful trading tomorrow and into tonight. We didn't get a lot of volatility, though, in the daily close. It was pretty kind of soft. So, we're lucky for that. They kind of, last night was all the volatility, which was crazy. They saved it for Saturday night. My live stream last night was 3 hours long. It was crazy. Almost 3 hours, like 2 hours and 48 minutes or something. Ondo's huge. I don't see how, exactly what you said. I think Ondo could be big. I totally agree with you about Ondo. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. If you want to jump in and trade where we trade, you want to learn what I got for you, hit Crypto Lifer right there in the pinned comment section. And it's going to take you to my beautiful website, cryptolifer.com. Learn to trade. Get the education you deserve. Join today, join today, join today. You also be opted in if you want to put in your email address to my beautiful newsletter that we work tirelessly on every single week. It's not trash. It is full of awesome information, highly guided, amazing, just, deep dive in topics and giving you that deep dive extra information that you love. Put your email address. If you like my live stream, then you'll love the newsletter. It would just be basically it will complement everything you learn here. It just put things in writing too that you learned in the stream and kind of give you a weekly overview of kind of what we conquered and what we did. So put your email address right in here today. Hit that. If you coming to the stream gave you value, then continue to join with me. Continue to converse. Send your email address. Get close with me, and I'm going to continue to give you more value every single day. All right. I love you. I believe love is the answer. If I do the right thing every day, then the right thing will happen to me. You reap what you sow. So, if you do the right thing every day, the right thing will be done unto you. If you wish love on others, then love will be wished unto you. And so that's kind of the way I run my life. And it is what it is. Love is the strongest frequency. If you live in love, you cannot be denied. I use the word love every day, constantly. Tell my kids I love them, my wife, and show them I love them through acts of kindness and care on a daily basis, right? So I love you all. And I'm here every day to show you that I could say I love you all the day, but I'm here every day to show you that. The commitment to the channel is the commitment to the love. I like orange. Looking pretty interesting. So Bitcoin. So far, tweezers are topping here. It's a bearish signal. And it's likely we kind of, for now, go sideways. And we will reconvene from here. And that could take, we hold shift and hit this. I'm in the wrong. I was like, I'm not in the right tool. Just made a bunch of dots. Yeah, it could be 20 days of consolidation. Could definitely be 3 weeks. This one was even longer, right? This one was 60 days of consolidation. We had some pumps in the middle. All right. And beautifully, the diamond was defied. It played out the opposite way. But it for me, it was a diamond. Played out, came in, played out. And look at the shoulder, the head, the shoulder, head, shoulder, the tight move. Oh man, we called it. It was so beautiful. It was a very obvious move in my humble opinion. But I guess to a lot of people they weren't, because they all got, how come they all shorted if it was so obvious to us? I don't know. And again, it could have went either way. You never know. But the probabilities were so in our favor, and we took the right ones. Shout out to everyone that won with me. This was like a champion of champion wins. This just solidified the life or legacy, really, so far. I will tell you that daily, the weekly, all these bigger time frames are just too far away from the 21-day moving average. So it's just very unlikely you're going to continue to the upside. It's more likely we go sideways here and we begin to find our way. All right. You want to see these start to pull up. You want to see the 200 start to go lateral. And you want to see price action come into these levels. This is what we're going to watch. The 4 hour is going to teach us a lot. So it's likely that we pull back or go sideways for Bitcoin. But now, the bigger time frames. Now what I do is, I've been burnt before by saying, okay, I'm just going to open a short on the day on the 4, and then the smaller time frames burn me. All right. However, it is the smart thing to do is listen to the divergence. You even have bearish div on the 4 hour. Like, you have bearish div from the 4 hour to the day. Like, just like, actually the daily didn't have, but the 4 hour does. It tells me that a pullback is common, whether we want to believe it or not. And it's not what you believe, think, or feel. It's what the charts convey. And look, now there's a bearish div here too. So, I mean, you got bearish div on every single time frame. And in my mind, you kind of were like toying with a rising wedge today. And you're kind of falling out of grace right here. And you're below the 21 and curving, and there's a gap. Boom, right? So I'm seeing some short probabilities here for BTC, I have to say. And that what looks the most likely at the present moment in time. The head and shoulder that we started the channel with, okay? And we can stay on the Bybit chart for tomorrow. The only thing that's looking somewhat okay is this like previous support of resistance flip here on this level. So we, resistance, bounce, bounce, bounce. So again, as long as we don't close a daily or 4-hour candle below 48K, okay. But we've been teetering around and it doesn't look amazing. Could we bounce? There's a chance. To me, you're bearishly retesting right here. See it? You fell out. You try to get back in. And you got a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder that has a measured move to the downside here. Once you lose the 15-minute 200 SMA, you're going to be looking for the 30-minute 200 SMA right here as it comes into play, and then the 1 hour. All right. So again, anything could happen, but we were in this earlier today. We got the beautiful pump, and then they just kind of dumped it all back. But if you're with me, we did get a beautiful pump just a few hours during the Super Bowl kind of. So they got it, and there you have it. Amen. So what am I seeing? I don't like to trade Sunday night into Monday morning, so I'm not opening up in a trade. I'm going to stay off. I trade hard when I believe when it's the best opportunity for me. And I don't believe tonight is the best opportunity for me, period. 30-minute makes this look nicer and cleaner. Top. But it still, to me, looks like we may have lost. Yeah, you lost the channel here for a small bearish retest. So unless you can get back inside this pattern, back above 48.4, I would expect more downside. 48,400 is a key resistance area that you're going to want to see. So to me, Bitcoin's just kind of setting up for a move back to this 200 SMA on the 15 and the 30-minute time frame. And I could be wrong. There's no guarantees. But that's my update for you for Bitcoin and what I'm seeing. We do have liquidity above us all the way to 49K, and what I say could be wrong. We could just shoot right back up. And so what will defy that, everything I just said, and how the bullish case, because I got both for you. So right now we're more bearish than bullish on the smaller time frame. The bigger time frames are more bullish than bearish, right? You can see. How could I be bullish and bearish at the same time? Well, I'm looking at two different trends. And I'm working on two different, smaller and bigger, right? A lot of times I see this pattern. They break the head out. They come back inside. So, what you need is the 7-minute to miraculously just somehow pull off something crazy here. I'm even getting some kind of shoulder, head, kind of shoulder vibes here. And the 5-minute looks bearish. So that looks like a bearish retest to me. Look, couldn't get in. And you're below the 200 SMA. So you need to recapture the 200 SMA on the 7-minute to remain bullish. So if this bounces back up and starts to get tight, there's a chance we have a winner here. And there's a chance this is the double bottom I just saw for the first time. And we've hit this many times, but the more you keep hitting this, the more it's going to break, in my humble opinion. So that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. I see a move to the upside, possibly. I see a move to the downside. I'm more bearish than bullish, unless I can see the 7-minute get back above 48,400, really. So unless I see us get back above 48.4, I remain bearish in the smaller time frame for Bitcoin. And I see a move further to the downside as the highest probability. And I'm not trading anything because I don't trade Sunday night into Monday morning. All right. Let's take a look at Algo on a super chat. And then I'm jumping out of here for the night, everyone. I am exhausted and I'm getting the heat sweats for some reason. I feel spicy right now. And I want to be right as rain for tomorrow and ready to really go after the week. So Algo's in a beautiful cup and handle. Look at it. That's Sammy cup and handy if I've ever seen it. I'd go to the 3-day chart, and the 3-day chart is just getting started. It tells me not to sweat the next 2-3 weeks of volatility, but 2-3 months from now, all will be well. In about a month and a half to 40 days, the three, because look at the last pump. 69 days of love, right? So we're starting 69 days of love is what it's looking like to me for the next big leg up for algo. All right, as money starts to shift back into cryptocurrency from the bottom markets, and we're getting retail starting to, getting back in as you're getting meme coins, DeFi, TVLs are starting to fill up. Money is flowing back into the space at a major level. Algorithm looks like it's ready for a continuation to 28 cents. Not amazing for me. I said 10-cent move, but hey, there you go. I hold some algo on long term, but I'm not a huge fan of it, and I don't really like to admit that I hold it. XNA was the winner this weekend. So good, our baby. Nice pump back up off the 786 Fibonacci retracement. You gotta love that. Back up to 33. Let's see if we can get above this next resistance. That's going to be the key test here. 35, and you're easily skating back up to 6.9, and you can see this at 9.8, back to all-time highs. All right, you just gotta have patience, everyone. This took forever too. Most people don't have the patience to trade the big time frames to make the big money. Look, 77 days, of course, right? Crazy. It's always the 77 or the 33. Caspa, baby, Caspa. Who's so excited that we bought so much Caspa on those lows, but now we are getting the same resistance as Bitcoin. And so Caspa dealing with the same issue here. And it seems, it follows Bitcoin to a T. Major resistance for Caspa and away from the 21-day moving average and some big time frames. Not on the 4-hour, though. 4 hours a lot closer. And look, we even got a move out of there that we were looking for. But gave a little bit of it back. We want to see if Caspa can make the ascending triangle before its next move. Or is it going to make a bigger pullback? Either way is good. If we got back to 12.2, I would be buying more Caspa. That'd be I can see right now that's a local fib. Anywhere between 11.5 and 12.5 cents would be a place I'd be looking to load up more Caspa. If I ever got so lucky, trying to get a million Caspa, I got 500,000. Does Ondo have the volume to break its resistance and keep bashing? It's a good question to ask a trader when you want him to go over something. You guys are savvy people. I got to give it to you. Some people like, do my coin, do it now. It's like, that doesn't but then to ask me does Ondo have enough to go? I'm like, well, maybe it does. I mean, I like how it's getting tighter and tighter, and it's got this beautiful uptrend starting to form. And if you look at it, it just looks like it's about to blast. 4-hour doesn't look too good at all, but it's got so I'd watch the 2-hour mainly, and I'd give it some time to consolidate, and I'd be actually cool with missing a first breakout, like so, in some type of retest here, and then off to the races for Ondo. Brand new coin. It's got a lot of people backing it, just to go to CoinMarketCap. And if you read about Ondo, you're gonna be like, shout out to anyone that got into Mavi and continue. That thing did go to 9. I mean, unbelievable. We talked about it at $3. It basically did a 2.7x. Unbelievable. And PMM, Perpetual Motion Machine, something on the radar. Dimension back to 6.99. We'll talk about that. We'll look at it. I may pull out. We'll see what happens. Does Ondo have the volume to break its resistance it keeps bashing against? I got some funds parked. We'll see where it goes. Let's take a look at Ondo. I just wanted to read you something about Ondo, just fast and quick. Not spend a lot of time on it. But just so you can get a feel about it, right? Stakeholders in Ondo exercise the control over Ondo. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Ondo Finance, right? So Ondo Finance was created to bring institutional-grade financial products on-chain, including tokens backed by U.S. Treasuries. Flux Finance is a decentralized leading platform that supports Ondo's finance tokenized U.S. Treasuries. Ondo is used to govern the Ondo DAO and the Flux Finance protocol. So, pretty big deal, in my humble opinion. All right? Pretty big deal. Someone made me play this. This was horrible. Sorry, it just was. I love you, but I couldn't take it. I don't know what you guys were saying about the laser eyes, but, Shout out to anyone following me on Twitter. Greatly appreciate it. God bless each and every one of you for jumping on in. All right. Shout out to Francis Dunn, Jacob Canfield, and Gary Cardone. 3 awesome people in my life. All that I know very well. All very wealthy people, man. It's crazy, man. Everyone I know is just like balls out and lives not even like, it's not even about wealth. They live a wealthy life, like of health, virtue, finance, honor, everything, man. There's a lot of good people in the space that I'm at that have been really, 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 really awesome to be around. So Ando looks good to me. I like what I'm seeing. Kind of a shoulder, a head and a right shoulder forming there too. Just waiting for that 2 hour to come back down and kind of round its way on out there and see if we can get through that 4 hour dumpage. Nice little pump on high ODBS there. That's what you were saying. Nice. All right, everyone. I'm out for the night. I got to make a run for it. I am sweaty and not feeling too well for whatever reason. Kind of the first day of food, I think, got my body a little feeling funny. But thank you for the fan funding. God bless everybody here. Hi, Sam. I said I'll make a one-on-one with you very soon. I can't wait. Have a great evening, brother. God bless you. Thank you. Everyone, thank you so much for jumping on in. Shout out to Joker NYC, Moon and Tomb, God is Love, Doc Wilkie World, Rudy1331, Butsonator, DJ Barry, Doughboy, Sniper Paul, and Joker NYC. God bless you all for being here. Thank you so much. Everyone, I'm out for the night. I will see you tomorrow morning for a beautiful live stream. May you take care of yourselves. Don't overtrade. And it does look like there's some more downside than to upside unless we can get above 48,400. Yeah, that's going to be it. All right, everyone, I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow.